What? Today's the day. Welcome to KetoMom's Secrets.
Today's the day.
Today's always the day. My name is Steve
Yes.
Melky. I feel like I'm your host, but this is the star performer. This is Stephanie Melky, aka
Good morning.
KetoMom. Thank you for tuning
Good
in.
morning.
If you're watching this live, you're watching the replay, you're listening to this, whatever stream, wherever you're tuning in from, we are just thankful that you are here. Today's going to be an amazing day. We're going to talk about who and what are your influences, because those influences do matter. So, Stephanie, take it away.
So you might be going, you've already talked about this. I've got some different little golden nuggets, the way he explained it. So we're on chapter 5.
Golden nuggets.
At least that's something a little different I haven't heard other books say. So if you're curious, we're going through the book, The Compound Effect. We're almost done. So we actually probably could wrap it up tomorrow or Thursday.
Okay.
Maybe Friday. We're going to be traveling the next couple days. Well, I think we're leaving Wednesday, right?
Wednesday night.
Anyways, we're going through the compound effect every morning. We're going through a book, something to help you with your mindset, to help you just start your day off right. So, before we dive into influences, and we've been talking about the compound effect, what is one thing you're thankful for?
Was one thing you're thankful for? I like that. I am thankful for my wife, my family. The fact that I woke up today and it's going to be a great day. Where are you tuning in from? And if you're brand new, comment new down below.
So we can meet you. I'm thankful for my new hat.
It's very bright.
I know, I love it. It's from my sister.
Rawr. I'm going to pull this little hair off it though. Oh, it's
We
like
do
a
love
little
hats.
string.
No, it's for the look.
The string is?
I don't know.
It looks like fish wire.
It's fine. It's fine.
Just
All right,
fine.
here's the deal.
I'll cut that later.
We're going to talk about influences.
Andy,
It's going to
can
be
you get me a
super
scissors?
great.
I'm going to be staring at it this whole time now.
Who influences you? I love this saying, birds of a feather flock together. So if you just simply think about your goals, the things you're going after, and then you think about the people that surround you or the people that you surround yourself with, are they helpful? Are they encouraging? And listen, this isn't about bashing people. This isn't about bashing families or spouses or kids. Because in general, you're going to have people all around you every single day. He's going to fix my hat.
I am, because it's...
You're going to have people around you all the time,
There's two.
every single day, whether it's
Ta-da.
your work environment
Finished.
that might not support you.
That's true.
Right? We're actually going to talk about how to find people that are like-minded, mentors, people that you can throw ideas by, people that encourage you and inspire you, right? So it is good awareness to think about who those people are in your life so that you can spend more time with them.
It's true.
But I love that. Birds of a feather flock together. Do you have anything to say about that?
Well, birds have lots of feathers.
Okay.
If
Who do you
ever
spend-
seen a bald bird, he's not been in a good situation. He's probably been in a bad environment. All of his feathers got plucked.
Who do you spend? Who do you spend
Sorry,
most of your time with?
I'm looking at a lot of ducks out there.
Actually, it's
and
beautiful here. The sun is out. We're
it's
tuning in
probably
from
still
Minnesota.
negative 20 degrees.
Listen, it's
but
not
it
negative
looks
20
nice.
degrees, although we're going to Tennessee on Wednesday night, Thursday and Friday. It's supposed to be 78 degrees.
So if you're in the Pigeon Forge area, send us a message. We
going to Tennessee.
should ride up on a
It's a really
gondola.
quick trip. 2 days. 2 full days. It's going to be great.
Thanks, Heidi.
I'm going to be in Kentucky the next weekend. Where do you live? Maybe I will see you. All right. Who do you spend most of your time with? Who are the people that you most admire? So he talks a lot about Jim Rohn. So Jim Rohn seems to find himself in every personal development book. I was telling my husband we need to start listening to him because he clearly is the one that forged the path of mindset, I believe. One of them.
We did listen to his message last week.
So he says, and you've heard this before, he's the one that taught that you become like the 5 people you spend your time with. So I loved what he says. How many of you have kids?
Yes, I have
Who has kids on here?
4 daughters.
Any parents?
Yes.
How many kids do you have? How about you share below? We have 4 girls.
How many do you claim?
We
Just
have
kidding.
4
We claim all of
girls.
them.
We homeschool. We always have. Our girls are currently 14, 12, 10, and 8. And we feel like our responsibility is to guide them through life, to help teach them before they leave our home. And one of the things they need to learn is how to make good friends. I mean, like choosing the right friends.
It's so important.
Choosing the right influences. Making sure they pay attention to the people they're spending their time with is valuable.
Yep.
Right?
It is.
I mean, so how many of you, just as parents, if all we're talking about is your kids, truly do care who your kids spend time with? Is that a topic in your home? And
Or do you just let them do whatever?
Well, if you pay attention, can you tell if your kids are being influenced depending on the kids they're hanging out with? I really would love to know. We are super particular about who our kids spend time with.
You think we're just making this up? Or do you think it's real?
Listen, we are very
Do you
particular
think
about our
influences
children.
matter?
That's a good question.
And then, if they matter for your children, they should probably
Why wouldn't they matter for you? It's a good thought. It's a good thought. If you care so much about your children and who they spend time with, you should probably care the same about you, because it affects your attitude, the choices that you make, whether you hit goals or not hit goals. It's super important. So, yes, please share below. How many kids do you have?
Man, I mean, there's some people
Steve's
with lots
scrolling.
of kids.
We need more kids, I think.
Think so?
I think we could have more.
Do you think we should have 2 boys?
Because we can choose if we adopt.
Just putting it out
You guys, I turned to my husband the other day. We were driving so we were going to see this fancy car that he wants to buy. And I've been thinking about this for years, and it comes and goes and comes and goes. And we were talking, and all of a sudden I turned to him and I was like, hey, I have something to tell you. And he said, I have something to tell you too.
Well,
I didn't know we
you
were
didn't
going
know.
to look at the car.
It was just before the date started.
Right.
I thought
We were on a date.
we were 2 miles away from it. Not
And,
even a
and
mile.
he just wanted to say, hey, we're going to go look at the car that we're going to buy. But I was like, hey, I have something to tell you.
Larry was awesome. He set it all up, secret, which I like. And if you want more Keto Mom secrets, just go to ketomomsecrets.com. You can get all the secrets there.
I said, I think we should have more kids. And he
And I
went like
said,
this. We're just going to look at a car.
You think that's funny?
I thought it was funny.
I think it's great.
Anyways, that was random. Kids are great. And if you truly lead your children and want them to have the best in life, and you help them shoot for goals, the best college, whatever your goals are for your children, you should really spend a little bit of time on yourself as well.
It's important.
So, all right. So we talked about you guarding against the influences of your children.
Oh, these comments, I tell you, Jolene says she had a dream that you had 2 boys the other night.
Oh, you guys, one of our other friends, Tony, did too. He told us. He said, I had a dream that you had 2 boys.
Huh. Well, the car that we are looking at purchasing today,
Only fits me and Steve.
it's going to have to be mandatory date car.
Good thing we have 4 girls to help.
The minivan's not even going to suffice.
The person that you're walking with can determine
Decisions.
whether you slow your pace down or quicken your pace. That's super interesting, right? The people that you surround yourself with help determine your pace in life. Slow, fast, stagnant. I'm going to keep going. All right. Here's the question I often get, and we're going to dive into this because it's super powerful. If you're saying, but listen, my spouse doesn't support me. I don't have an environment where people are supporting me. Where do I find these people? How do I grow if it's just me? And remember, if you've been following along, he talks about owning 100% of your decisions and your choices. Yep. He talks about how you have to be the inspiration. But where can we find people that will inspire you? How do we get involved with a group of people that are like-minded?
It's a great question.
Any ideas?
I do have some ideas.
He gave us a cheater, but you can go first.
All right, so where would I find people? Is that what the question is?
Yeah.
Well, am I playing myself, or am I like a mom?
Well, everybody has different goals. Let's say somebody wants to be a better spouse or a better mom or fitter.
So I'm
they
trying
want
to
to get
find
healthy.
better
Like
husbands?
whatever
Is that what you're saying?
whatever your goals are, you're going to have to think about who do you know or where would those people be?
All right, this is where I'd find them. First off, I'd say, all right, what are my own specific goals that I'm going after?
Yeah.
So let's just say right now we're hunkering down on our fitness category, right?
Yep.
So I want to find fitness-focused friends. Try saying that 3 times in a row. I would pivot. Like, we have a really awesome gym up in our
We have a
upstairs,
full
like
gym.
right above us. And the builder, he's great. His coworker said, I don't know if we should do this. The treadmill's going to go through the floor. And he looked at his coworker and he said, why would you ever say that? Luckily, we're friends, and the treadmill's still sitting up there. But right above
Anyways,
us
we have a gym right
is
above
a gym.
us.
I say all of that just to say this. For me, I would find a gym. So
Yes.
I would go to a new environment. And if I go to a new environment and I'm open and I'm not shelled off, like this is interesting. So like I love my grandma. She's an introvert. So Grandma Mary loves to just sit at a table and not talk to new people.
Yep.
But if you're going to go to a new environment, you have to be able to be open to saying hello to people. So
Yeah.
here's how you could do it. Hey, how are you today? I'm Steve. It's so nice to meet you. How long have you been coming to this gym, right? You could be friendly. You could put a smile on your face. If I saw some guy there and he had some really cool shoes, I'd probably say, whoa, those are really cool shoes. How long have you been doing CrossFit? How long have you been going to the gym? How long have you been, what are your goals? Like, here's what's so great. You can always check in and ask people, how are you doing on your New Year's resolution? We're in April now. Are you still focused on your New Year's resolutions? How are you doing with your goals, right? Those are just some basic questions.
Just
So
say hi.
if I was a mom, though, and I wanted to have some more mom friends, guess what I would do? I'd probably go to a local park. I'd go to the park, and I'd go to the swing set.
When my kids were little, I did this all the time.
And I would just have a smile on your face, be presentable, like you'd want to talk to somebody. So, I mean, this outfit works perfectly. A hat,
Nobody
nice
ever
hair,
judged
a
me for my
sweatshirt.
hat.
I actually do like your hat quite a bit. The reality is though, like, just have fun in life. Like, be presentable. You are like the reality is you will attract what you put out.
Yes. So I love that. And so I'll give you an example. Our daughter, two of our daughters are doing CrossFit with us. So they go to the CrossFit gym. We love the environment. It's incredible, super supportive, super upbeat. So the gym is great. There's not a lot of teens that go. So our daughter, so we're going to talk about this specific. So basically it says this: join organizations, businesses, health clubs, go to a gym where people gather, and you're going to start meeting people. But here's something else to think about, and I'm excited to read this part to you. Amelia,
2 more thoughts. After you're done, I got 2 more thoughts on where to find people.
I'm going to tell you where to find people if you don't have an organization, if you don't have people around you.
That's what I was thinking.
Perfect.
Too.
Because, are you going to share what she did last night?
No, we're connecting.
So I'm going to talk to you about what he says, but basically Amelia did it. She went online yesterday and she found teen CrossFitters who she's connecting with online to learn from. Some of the teen CrossFitters who've won the medals, and she's like, I really have goals to be strong. Where would I find these people? So she's going to the gym. All of the adults are super great. They're super encouraging. The coaches are great. She walks out of the environment feeling uplifted and encouraged and positive, but there's also an aspect of connecting with people her age. And it's so interesting. While we talk about social media, and we did a whole podcast on this, right? Mm-hmm. There's an aspect of connecting with people that are like-minded here on social media. We're doing it right now, right? So she went online and she's connecting with CrossFitters because she's like, I'm going to learn from them. I'm going to ask them questions. They've already done what I've been. There's a whole teen area of people who are crazy and going to the CrossFit gym. She's like, I'm going to learn from them. So that's a great place to find a mentor or like-minded people.
Because success leaves footprints.
Right.
It's so important to learn from somebody. Every great leader can be led. I was going to say, if you're like, I don't know about a physical location, guess what? You're here on this KetoMom community. Right. There's so many great people in here leaving comments that are top fans, that are like, they do cool stuff. And so just reach out to some of them. If you find somebody who has a cool profile picture, click on their name and say, hey, hi, Anita. So glad that you're here. My name is so-and-so. Right. And I just wanted to reach out because I see that we both listen to Stephanie every morning. I'm curious, are you reading any other books? How many kids do you have? Where are you from? You never know. Like, this is a community that is a global community that you can plug into.
So if you don't have an organization or a church or a gym
or
some place to find people, which I bet everybody does, but it's going to take a little bit of courage to go walk in there. Until you get that courage, we're going to talk about what he did to always be learning and finding mentors. But what were you going to say?
All right, so I was going to say, so the next place I would highly recommend going to find some great people is go to a church. Go to a church in your local community. And you feel like, oh, I don't know which one to pick.
Just
pick
some
one
people
that
have
looks like
past
fun.
hurts from it. Like,
They do.
There's a lot of conversation we could have around just religion in general and why people don't go or why they didn't go because of their past. But there are some really great people. We're not talking about perfect people. We're talking about humans that can encourage you if you find the right church.
Yep. If you're like, I don't know, I don't want to step in a local one, go to life.church. Go to church online.
Steve used to
I
work
used to
there
serve there.
in
They have
Oklahoma.
a prayer room. They have like a greeting room. It's super cool. And honestly,
Incredible people.
Craig Rochelle's one of the
Probably
best
one of the
people you
best
can learn from.
pastors ever.
So go to life.church and go check that out.
Super great. Okay, here's what he said. One of his mentors was Jim Rohn. And he said he did an interview with him. So he probably got to meet him, let's say 5 times maybe. He said, while I got to meet him and listen to him, I spent more than 1,000 hours getting direct instructions from Jim, and 99% of that was through books, audio programs, sitting there listening and learning. So he says, maybe you're a busy mom with small kids at home. Maybe you're taking care of your aging parents. Maybe you're working long hours with people in whom you have little common interest with, or living out of the country far, far away from any close office. He says, you have almost any mentor accessible to you at any point in time. So if we go back to what Steve said, what are your goals? What are you looking for? Then you go find those people online to learn from. There's so many things you can do between podcasts and Audible books and reading books that you can have a virtual mentor. Steve talks about, like, for years, Craig Rochelle was a pastor that Steve went to work for, so we moved to Oklahoma, but for years prior to that, he would say Craig was his mentor, and it was through the computer. It was through books. It was through podcasts. And while Craig didn't know, he was learning so much from this pastor, and then we were blessed to go work for him for 4 years. It was incredible. It was the best time of our life. It was something that was 100% shifted we needed it, right? It was a pivotal moment in our life. And so whether you're looking to be a better parent or better marriage or financially free, like Dave Ramsey is a great place to start with learning how to control your finances, right? Or there's marriage books, or there's parenting books, or there's health books, or there's health coaches. Like, there's no excuse if you're like, I don't have anybody around me.
It's powerful.
Anything else?
I think it's great.
Oh, I think that's really all I had. If you want to have a better, deeper, more meaningful relationship, ask yourself, who has this type of relationship? How can I spend more time with them? Who can I meet who will be a positive influence? So I would honestly pay attention to the people around you.
For sure.
We did that with our mentors, but you go.
All right, here's the secret. This is the secret I got for you. When you meet this person, right? When you meet this mentor, when you meet this friend, guess what I've noticed? So I worked in this corporate office with our company for almost 2 years.
Oh, I know. I'm glad you're saying this.
And every time, almost every time, when you're surrounded by people that you want to learn from, I've noticed this tendency in humans, and this is what it is. Me, my, oh my, all about me, all about me, always about me. Stop it! Like, this is an opportunity for you to talk to somebody you look forward to, like, meeting and to learn from. So, have some questions ready. It's okay to, like, pre-frame who you are. Like, hey, real quick, like a sentence or two about who you are, but honor these people's time first off, right?
Well, he says that. He says you don't have to meet with somebody every couple of days or even every week, once a month, with some good, solid questions. You ask them,
a piece of paper,
and then you shut up.
Or have your phone ready to take notes. Do not be distracted. Give these people, like, if this person that you're looking forward to, I mean, it could even be the mom at the park.
Right.
I just want you to honor that person's time, listen to them, and figure out, like, how you can apply the stuff that they're teaching you, apply it to your life.
What do you want to learn?
Take action on that insight that you get. Because so often, it's like, I've seen it time and time again. They'll be sitting in front of our CEO, or they'll be sitting in front of a business leader. They'll be sitting in front of somebody who has truly great, amazing insight, and all they want to do is talk about themselves. That's it. And you know what? At the end of the day, guess what they got?
Sometimes I'm like, I need to put duct tape over your mouth because you're looking like an idiot.
So I would encourage you to have some questions ready. And I would also say, I would start challenging you right now, like, who are those people that you want to meet? Like for me, for so long, it was Craig Rochelle. I had all his books. I listened to all of his message. I applied the things that I've learned. Napoleon Hill talks about create yourself a virtual mastermind, right? Like put yourself in a place. Imagine if you were the CEO of your life, like you are, but you're sitting at the head of your table. Who are the people that you want to be surrounded by? Who can you see around that table? What kind of questions would you ask? What kind of responses would you get? And then if you had that information, like how would you put that into action? It's so important.
Super
You can
important.
visualize that stuff. You can start visualizing yourself like today saying, all right, self, if I were to have better influences in my life, if I were to have better environments, if I were to have better inputs, like what would that look like? If you ask yourself that question, immediately you will get some sort of an answer, okay? So then start putting yourself there. Like,
Right.
how am I going to get there? How am I going to make this a reality? It's so crazy. Like the whole manifesting universe things type stuff. Like there's a lot of that talk out there. And I think there's power in visualization, but there's
Yep.
also power in action. There's power in the doing. It takes thinking and action. And that's why I really think when Ed Mylett drops his new book, The Power of One More, you're going to get just that. I think it's the first book that's been probably written since Napoleon Hill's Think and Grow Rich. And there's a secret in that. Think. You have to think. But then there's action that you have to actually do. So I would challenge you today, like what would be those places? Who would be those people that you want to meet? Put yourself in those situations. How? Mentally, like visualize it. And then also at the same time, how can you create that as a tangible real life scenario?
It's good. It's good. We've done it many times, and you have to not be, you have to be adaptable because it's not about your time, it's about theirs. So the last thing I'll say is this, and I think I've shared this before, but when we moved to Oklahoma and Steve got a job at this church, our goal was to find friends. We knew nobody, right?
Yeah, we didn't.
Nobody. The first night we went to church, I saw a mom standing in front of us with 3 little girls. Our girls we had 2 babies at the time, 2-year-old and a baby. She had 3 girls that were probably like 5, 7, and 9. And I remember seeing her at church, and I thought, I need to get to know her. She seems so sweet. So as soon as church was done, I walked right up to her and I said, hi, my name is Stephanie. I just moved here. I really need to find some friends and mentors to learn from. Like I need a mom mentor. And from then on, when she would say, I'm going to the park, I would pick up and I would go to the park. When she would say, hey, meet me here for coffee, my goal was, I want to learn from you. And I joined her Bible study. Like I did everything that I physically could do to be around her because she just oozed wisdom that taught me for years. Right?
We still learn from them.
Still learn from her today, which I think they're coming to visit us this summer. So
Yes.
just think of those people, get out of your comfort zone and ask them to meet you for dinner, lunch, coffee, play date. Hey, you want to go for a walk around the block? I'd love to ask you a question.
Thanks for all the comments that I'm seeing. This is pretty cool. I would encourage you with this thought too. Like not only are those thinking become things, taking action, but there is so much power, one, in your words, but power in the ask.
Yeah.
I'll give you a situation. So not every day, but a couple times a week, we like to turn YouTube on and we watch Mr. Beast. For those of you who have not watched Mr. Beast,
Your kids would love it.
it's just fun.
So
We didn't talk about the guy who gave away the $1 million yet. We'll
No.
share that a different time. I think it would be great. We'll share that on a different topic. We'll have to save
yeah,
that.
all right.
We're just opening up a loop for you to tune back in on a later date when we talk about when he gave $1 million to a man, changed his whole life. But what I was going to share was it was a silly game. I mean, every
episode is silly.
super crazy, super silly, so much fun. But in this one, this guy basically he won. It was like $1,000 for playing a silly game.
Yep.
And he's like, hey, if I give you my $1,000, can I have your Tesla? Mr. Beast had just won a Tesla, or like he had just got a custom Mr. Beast Tesla, right? Mm-hmm. But he asked him, right? So this guy had just won $1,000 or $10,000. He was super pumped. He's this young guy. Power of the ask. He said, hey, can I have your Tesla? If I give you this $10,000, like he just won this awesome gift, can I have your Tesla? And I thought, whoa, how cool is that he had the boldness to ask that question.
Did he get it?
So
I didn't watch this
Mr.
one.
Beast then says, let's do something. So what he did was he put all of these cups, like those red Dixie cups, in a little circle. There was like 7 of them. And underneath one of the cups was a cheese ball. And he said, if you can guess which cup has the cheese ball under it, you can have my Tesla.
Did you get it?
So what's the odds for all you mathematicians out there of him
1 out of
getting
7.
1 out of 7, whatever percent that is?
I know math.
It's fun, right? So guess what? The guy's like, chooses the cup. Do you think it was underneath there?
Yeah.
It was. The cheese ball was underneath the cup. And I just thought to myself, it's a silly story, but this guy, he's probably 21 years old. He had won $10,000 because he subscribed to Mr. Beast. If you haven't, you know what? I think he's so cool. Go subscribe to Mr. Beast on YouTube. Watch some of his stuff. Throw him some support. You never know. You may be on one of his shows someday. But I just
has
thought,
a
this
generous
guy,
heart. It's unbelievable.
this
And
young
clearly
guy-
it's a job and there's things to it, but it's so fun.
It's so cool because he asked. Like, there's so much power
Yeah.
in your ask. There's so much power in your words. And we've talked about this. Are you speaking truth or are you speaking trash? Your words, your tongue is like a rudder that's navigating your entire life. What kind of things are you speaking? And I was super encouraged by that young man because I was like, he had the boldness to make a really cool ask. And then he had to play a fun game, but he won.
Yeah.
And so I would say this, in the game of life, I'm not talking about the board game, but I'm talking about in your game of life. If you do not take action, you will end up nowhere.
Right.
Like, you'll be caught in this hypnotic rhythm, right? And you'll just coast. Yesterday when that alarm went off, I shut it all down. And so I would just encourage you, do not get caught in the hypnotic rhythm. Take some ownership. And the stuff that we're sharing with you, I hope that just one part of it, it's transformed our life.
Right.
It is. We've been married 17 years, and we've had a truly blessed life. We've had so many great mentors. We've learned from so many different people. And our hope is every day we can just come on here and just share a little bit with you from these books and from stories and from things that we've learned. And our hope is that you can just take one thing and go apply it.
Right. That's it. One thing at a time. That's all we have. That's great.
So thanks for tuning in. This has been a lot of fun. Thank you for all the comments. If you're
gonna be a
brand
great
new
day.
here, send Stephanie a message. We'd love to know your goals. At the same time, if you are new here, we got to get you connected. It's so important. So just comment new down below. For those of you who are watching the replay, welcome to the community. If you want to know about Mom Fuel, just type in Mom Fuel down below. Go to KetoMomSecrets.com. There's so many great resources there between recipes, tips, tricks, how to make things, mindset stuff, of all the stuff that Stephanie's done over the years. And you know what? If you're like, I just need a community. You guys talked a lot about influences. You talked about community. And you want to get plugged in. You want to know more about what we do from home, working. If you want to join us at some of our future events, like Stephanie's going to Kentucky. We're going to have a big party here in Minnesota. If you want to get plugged in, like in a physical, not just through the screen type thing, just comment team down below and we'll get some information to you to see if what we do is a good fit for you. Otherwise, I just want to say thanks so much for tuning in and thanks for supporting this lady because she's remarkable.
I think you're remarkable.
Thanks for letting me hop out from behind the screen to join you on these.
All right. You guys have a great day and we'll see you tomorrow or
All right.
later today if you watch. Bye, everybody.
Have a great day.